Hello friends from the white snowy winter wonderland that is West Helsinki at the moment, and Happy New Year 2022 to everybody. This is my first video this year, and to put it shortly, this video will answer the question, where can I and where can you get the cheapest food in Finland? So what we will be looking at this video is the groceries industry in Finland. So if you're not living in Finland, you're an international viewer of the channel, or you are not specifically interested, for example, in investing in Finnish groceries industry, this video might not be much of a value to you, so it would be probably better you go watch some other more internationally focused video from me. I don't want to be wasting anyone's time here, but if you are in Finland, if you're living in Finland and you eat food every day like I do, this video will be of value to you. Why will it be value to you? Because even though our channel focuses on investing and stock market quite a lot, one thing you need in order to invest in stock market is capital, cash, money. And you get obviously money from your daily work. But other thing you need to always keep in mind is your expenses. And as food is something we all need quite clearly, I felt that the year is well kicked off with a video on how you might be able to save some money for that investing activities by focusing on your expenses side. So without further ado, let's go. This comparison will include the following operators who make up, I guess, almost all Finnish groceries industry here in Finland. The operators are Lidl, Prisma by S Group, K-Citymarket by Kesko, ODA, the new entrant to the Finnish market late last year, early this year, Wolt and Foodora. Can you actually invest in these companies? Well, not in Lidl, because Lidl is privately owned. S Group you cannot invest either, because that's an cooperative society. Kesko you can invest in, it's publicly listed stock in Finland here, but one needs to obviously remember that Kesko is lots of other stuff too on top of K-Citymarket groceries chain. ODA you cannot invest in, it's privately owned. Wolt you can invest in theory through Doordash, the company that just acquired Wolt. But again, you need to understand that Doordash is much more than Wolt, so basically you cannot invest directly in Wolt. And finally Foodora, same thing as with Wolt, its parent company Delivery Hero is publicly listed company, so you can invest in Delivery Hero, but not directly to Foodora, obviously. By the way, if you are interested in Wolt and Doordash deal that just happened, check out my earlier video on that, which I published on 12th of November 2020. I'm sorry, 2021, obviously. In the video I highlighted big insider selling that was happening at Doordash at the time and throughout the year 2021. And I said in the video that this might be a bad signal to us investors where the stock price might be heading when you have lots of insiders selling their stock. And what happened after 12th of November? Can you believe it? That day, the exact date when I published my video, that was the year high price for Doordash stock, after which it started its decline and is down today roughly about minus 50%, which is a big drop for the stock. So I know that this didn't happen because of me publishing my video where I was quite bearish on Doordash stock. Obviously it relates to the larger sell-off we have been having in tech industry throughout November, continuing until this day. But nevertheless, insider selling was happening and the stock went down by minus 50%. So if you watched that video and were a Doordash stock owner and sold your position, I think you would thank me at this time, even though obviously I didn't know how quickly the stock was going down. I merely said that insider selling is usually not a good sign, and in this case it no, well, I don't know if that was the signal that led to what happened, but nevertheless, the fact is that Doordash stock is 50% down of November 12th, 2021 heights where it were. Obviously, this is sad news because as I talked in that video on Doordash buying Wolt, which I published on 12th of November, this was all stock transactions. So basically, the founders of Wolt got Doordash stock worth of whatever. And the sad fact is that whatever the price was back then with the Doordash stock, basically the Wolt founders have now lost 50% of that money. And consequently, when this transaction, this sale of Wolt to Doordash was about to bring money to Finnish government also in the form of taxes, I'm not 100% sure, but as I interpret the situation at the moment, it seems that Finnish government is also having 50% less tax money coming from this acquisition that was the Doordash stock price at the time. So I'm only hoping that the stock will bounce back and Wolt founders get more money than they would be currently getting at these price levels, and also Finnish government would get more money. So let's hope the stock will go back up. Personally, I don't own any Wolt or Doordash stock at the moment. Full disclosure there, but I'm hoping the stock still to go up. But let's now get back to the actual study I made on these operators in the Finnish groceries industry. Basically what I did was that I picked a basket of 33 product items that I would pretty much normally shop every week for my weekly shopping. I made that shopping list and I went to compare how much would that exact basket cost in all of these operators. And before showing you the results, let me a little bit more tell you about the background of this study so you understand what I actually did. So I used ODA's assortment in finding the suitable product, so I compiled the basket based on ODA's assortment, so naturally every product was available at ODA I picked. Products themselves are relatively basic products you could expect to find in any grocery store in Finland, no matter big or small, I would say. Lidl's prices I used as the base prices, so if there were differing package sizes in some products, I converted those sizes and the price you need to pay for them to the Lidl's package size, Lidl's price. If a shop did not have the product, it was given ODA's price immediately. So there were some items missing. Actually, 3 of the shops had items missing. Citymarket had only 1 item missing, so not much. Wolt actually missed 11 items out of 33 and Foodora missed 6 items out of 33 in my basket. So those products were just given ODA's prices to make the comparison easy and full here. Lidl is the only shop which doesn't have their prices online, so I actually went to Lidl store in Pitäjänmäki to collect those prices myself. All the others have their prices online. But they might have different prices depending on the location, so all the other operators' prices were gathered online. Prisma was gathered from Kari shop, K-Citymarket in Ruoholahti, and Wolt and Foodora both were in their Pasila shop, the prices gathered online. Basically I chose these just in relation to where I live in West Helsinki, so closest places to my house. That was obvious pick here, which shops to pick in this study. And all the prices were gathered between 3rd and 4th of January. And as said, Lidl is the only one not having the option of home delivery. Prisma and Citymarket do have home deliveries, but when I was calculating how much they cost at the moment, it became evident that it is actually cheaper for me to physically go to the stores and buy the products than order them home. So Prisma and Citymarket here are treated as I would need to go physically to visit their stores. But ODA is a home delivery, new company operating here in Finland, just started their operations. They have home delivery working on time booking, and Wolt and Foodora are basically home delivery companies with instant delivery. So small difference there between ODA's and ODA compared to Wolt and Foodora's business model there. But to make this basket comparison a bit more interesting, obviously it is easier for you to have the products delivered to your home door. There is a time cost and there is a transportation cost when you don't need to leave your house. So what I did in this study is that I calculated transportation cost and cost of time, and these were kind of penalties given to Lidl, Prisma and K-Citymarket because they don't have home deliveries. The cost of time was calculated to be 3.48 euros, and cost of transportation was calculated being 2.8 euros. Cost of time was calculated by using average hourly earnings of typical male in Finland between ages 30 to 39, which I fall into. This is not hourly salary, but a number of how much actually 1 hour in your full 24-hour day is worth if you are of this specific demographic. The cost of transportation, 2.8 euros, was basically just one bus ticket in Helsinki area, which I picked there. So when you combine those two, you end up with 6.28 euros, if I calculated correctly. Yeah. So the penalty cost given to Prisma, K-Citymarket and Lidl is 6.28 euros. So that will go on top of their basket of items, and this penalty cost will not be given to ODA, Wolt or Foodora. I tried to pick a basket of goods, as said, that would quite well represent what I would in reality buy as my weekly shoppings. Chips, ice cream, candies and alcohol, so basically everything that tastes good, was left out of the baskets just because even though I like them very much, I try to cut down on them as they are not healthy for you, and these are items we should probably not be buying every week. So leaving them out in this study is, in my opinion, very justifiable. And lastly, for full disclosure, I worked 4 years or so as an assortment manager myself for Lidl Finland, which basically means that I consider myself quite qualified person to make this study, as these kind of things were pretty central in my role at Lidl Finland. So I know how to compare prices and I know how to compare different qualities of products between shops. Sometimes you might have more premium products, sometimes lower quality products, but what I did in this study is that I picked one and I had certain limits of what the product must be for it to be comparable across all shops. So I used my skills there in making these judgments on what to pick to the basket here. And finally, I assure you, even though I'm a former Lidl employee, this study was done with the most objective targets in mind. I was not favoring Lidl, I was not favoring anybody else either in this study. I tried to keep this as objective as possible, and I think I did a good job in it. Nevertheless, if you find something unusual in my results or are interested in some products more in detail, please leave a question in the comment section and I will provide the answer to you and tell you what I did in the study so that we have full transparency here. So, are you ready for the results? Let's check them out. Exciting. And the winner of the study is Lidl. As you can see from the results, Lidl and Prisma were quite close to each other in the end results. There was only about 1.5 euros separating them in the study, and as you can see from the table on the screen, they tend to have quite a few products actually at the same price, which implies that these two are probably referring the price levels to each other pretty aggressively. You have all together 11 out of 33 items in the same exact price in both Lidl and Prisma, and that also explains why the end result between the two seems to be so small in the end, only 1.5 euros. So as you can see, Lidl and Prisma are the ones where the cheapest food is found. The difference between the cost of the basket, as said, was quite insignificant, 1.5 euros. So decision which one I go to depends on the following then. If I'm in a hurry and don't need anything very special niche items or some very specific brand products, then I would choose to go to Lidl. If I'm not in a hurry, I have plenty of time and I know that I need some special niche items or brands that I definitely want to have, then the better option is Prisma. This is because Prisma is a hypermarket and has much more products than Lidl, and consequently of course has much more floor space, thus you might need a bit more time to navigate in Prisma. So that's the decision where I should go if I'm in a hurry or I'm not in a hurry. Lidl's advantage, at least for me as a person, as a former employee who knows the shop layout well, is quickness of shopping compared to Prisma. I would claim that because Prisma is such a huge hypermarket, it will just take more time to go there, and if I'm in a hurry, it's better to go to the smaller, more compact Lidl store. What about K-Citymarket? Well, K-Citymarket is just expensive in comparison to Lidl and Prisma, and I have to say it's not much use for me at those price levels because the end result is pretty significant. When you're comparing to Lidl, it's almost 10 euros more expensive than the K-Citymarket is almost 10 euros more expensive than Lidl. Then when we turn our focus to ODA, I have to say ODA was a disappointment in this comparison to me. It was more than 10 euros expensive than Lidl and Prisma, even after incurring cost of time and transportation of 6.28 euros to both Lidl and Prisma. I was under the impression that ODA is here to challenge Lidl and Prisma with their efficient logistics. Have to say I was disappointed in this price level ODA had. When you think of it, Lidl needs to run 200 shops and 3 warehouses in Finland, which costs them big money. ODA has only fleet of cars and 1 warehouse to run in Helsinki. If they proud themselves with efficiency, it is fair to state that at this point, this efficiency does not show for us customers as cheaper prices at ODA. What justifies ODA being more expensive than Lidl or Prisma? I don't know. I think they should win Lidl and Prisma in prices, or at least pretty closely match them. At these price levels, ODA is just too expensive for me, myself. ODA I would only use if for some reason I could not leave my house. If I'm not in a corona quarantine or something else, I don't think such a days occur too many times throughout the year with these two expensive prices. Well, sometimes I can be lazy too, but not too many times during a year. I would be as lazy as to order the products from ODA with these expensive prices. I think something needs to happen here if ODA really wants to truly challenge the other established players in the Finnish market. Then Wolt and Foodora. They have very narrow assortments and very expensive prices. If you're not in desperate need of some item that for some reason surprisingly can be found in these two, and you are willing to pay whatever price of it, then you could need these two. Or then just walk to your closest shop and back if you can. They surely have it too, and with way cheaper cost than Wolt or Foodora. To be honest, I don't have any use for Wolt and Foodora due to their extreme prices. Knowing that they serve only few cities in Finland, thus lacking economies of scale in purchasing, and operate inefficient dark store warehouse models where people pick their groceries by hand to be sent, I have to say I do not see any future for Wolt and Foodora markets here. Probably better for them to continue without their own markets and concentrate in cooperation in logistics with these other established players mentioned in this video. Now, to conclude this video, again, how does this all relate to your financial freedom? Well, the more extra money you have, the more extra money you have for investing in stock market. So let's have a few quick calculations here. What do these results actually mean? If I were to shop this exact same basket 45 times a year, what kind of savings are we talking about on a yearly basis? Approximately, when we round up the numbers a bit. Obviously the price of food changes every day in these shops, so As I'm publishing this video, some of the information clearly can be old information already. Prices do fluctuate. If I would shop in if I would shop in Lidl and not in Prisma the whole year, the savings would be 1.5 euros times 45. That would end up in 67.5 euros per year. So basically, you could save one full basket of shopping per year. So as said earlier, the difference between Lidl and Prisma in prices was pretty insignificant, and it comes down to me on other factors, which one I should go to, Lidl or Prisma, as said earlier in this video. Then if you compare Lidl to Citymarket, that would be 9.7 euros times 45. That becomes 436.5 euros. So that's already a bigger sum of money, and representing to you how much more K-Citymarket is more expensive than Lidl. If we compare Lidl to ODA, including the cost of time and transport, as in this study, the difference is 12.23 euros times 45, ends up in 550 euros cheaper per year to shop in Lidl, not order products from ODA. And if finally we take a look at comparing ODA to these two other home deliveries, Wolt and Foodora, well, bear in mind that with ODA you need to book a time when your items arrive to your house. With Wolt and Foodora, it's an instant delivery, so there's a slight difference in their business model, which might show in the results. But what I also want to say about the results, as I told you, Wolt and Foodora were missing quite a lot of products in this list, even though the products in this list were pretty basic products. I just gave them ODA's prices. So for the results I'm going to present next, I might suspect that if Wolt and Foodora were to add these missing products to their assortments, they would be even more expensive compared to ODA. So I'm being really nice to Wolt and Foodora in these next calculations. ODA compared to Wolt would be 16.79 euros times 45. That would be 756 euros cheaper to shop the full year in ODA and not buy anything from Wolt. And finally, ODA compared to Foodora would be 35.43 euros per shopping times 45. The difference would be a huge 1,594 euros on the benefit of ODA. So ordering your full year of products from Foodora Market, that's quite expensive. So I hope this video can help your financial planning for the year 2022. If you like cheap food like I do, hit that subscribe button or give a like to this video if you like the content. I would be very thankful for it. Happy 2022 everyone, and see you in the next video. Bye bye!